Hi, I'm Ann Asplund, and this is my online presentation for EDU 709. I've called it On the Road to Digital Citizenship. Where do I begin? Let me tell you a little bit about what I do during my day. I teach technology to students grades junior kindergarten through 5th grade. I hope to incorporate these two lessons into an entire unit on digital citizenship for the 5th grade. Additional lessons will be developed to address internet safety, plagiarism, and etiquette. It is my dream, and I hope it works out, that I'll incorporate these introductory lessons into my terminal project, which will be a pacing guide for this 5th grade class, which runs about 18 weeks. I've outlined several objectives for these two lessons. Students will explore the terms connected to digital citizenship. I want students to use innovative technology to define, understand, and explore the terms used in digital citizenship. And finally, I want students to create multimedia presentations to share and collaborate using multiple platforms that I've chosen. I feel it's important to talk about the technology requirements both for the students and the teacher and the environment. It would be wonderful if you could have a one-to-one computer lab. Not always possible, but it could be adapted into a collaborative structure, whether it's because you don't have enough computers or if there's some adaptive or accommodations that need to be made for certain students. It could easily be changed to that. You need a viable internet access. The bandwidth needs to be capable of allowing students to work simultaneously on this activity, not necessarily simultaneously on the online programs, as I'll discuss later. And you need enough server space to save these files. It's going to be very frustrating and next to impossible if you don't have that space. Another thing that would be great is that you could create links for students instead of having them write the address. I think there's a few technology prerequisites that need to be discussed before you start. Teachers should possess the following skills at the very minimum. You need to have experience and understanding of wikis or whatever platform you're going to be using. You need to be confident as an administrator and moderating the students' editing and participation on these platforms. You need an ability to create Google Forms and embed them. It's not too hard, but it takes a little tweaking to understand who can share and who can edit different forms. You need experience and understanding of the innovations I've chose, BubbleUs, Prezi, and Voki. You can't just jump in with just going through it. You really need to try it out. And you need to have the ability to create tutorials and examples, even if they're not screencastings. You need to be able how to talk your students through the process, not just say, oh, here it is. You need to know. In addition, students need to know a few things. They need to have some experience navigating Wiki or whatever platform you use. You can't just throw them into something like that. You're setting yourself up for disaster. Skills should include accessing the links, logging in if they're going to be members on the wiki and collaborating, and editing and embedding. If you're going to be doing it, then that's fine, but it's a great chance to get them to really have a hands-on valuable experience if they can edit and embed. They also need to have knowledge of taking online assessments. It's not too hard. It's taking a poll, but a good foundation wouldn't hurt. And they need a basic understanding of concept maps. That's one of the things that is out of the realm of technology, but it does help that they at least know what a concept map is when you go into this. The different components of technology that I'm going to be using, as I've mentioned before, in lesson 1 we're going to be using Google Forms for a test. We're going to use Brain Pop and a YouTube video on the 9 themes of digital citizenship. We're also going to be using BubbleUs. In lesson 2 we're going to go into Prezi and Voki, and with both lessons I use Wiki as my platform to access all the links and the websites. Let's begin on the road to digital citizenship with Lesson 1, What Do We Know? Students will be asked to complete the following tasks. They will do an online pretest, watch a video, find a definition of an assigned term and add it to the class wiki, create a concept map and upload this image into the class wiki. Here's just a screenshot of what the pretest looks like. Google Docs has a great way to add some themes to make it a little more interesting and engaging, and it gives you a chance to put in directions. If you've never done it, I really suggest. It's really a very easy thing, and it's kind of dazzling if you can embed it. It's kind of exciting. Once the pretest is taken, I handed out the term. You can do it whatever way you want. I just, for time's sake, chose the word. The students really didn't have an idea of what words we were talking about. So then they went to the class wiki and added the definition to the glossary one at a time. That is really important. When you embed into a wiki, you cannot do it simultaneously. I learned the hard way. So right now I'm going to move into my wiki page, and you'll notice how I set it up here. Here is my pretest, and then we moved into, I only had 5 questions. The digital etiquette is the video that the students watched, and it's from Brain Pop. Love Brain Pop, lots of ways to use it. It has a lot of free things, but things cost, and I would love to have a subscription to Brain Pop, but it's a little out of my realm of finances right now. Maybe when I graduate, who knows. Once they were done with this, you can take a quiz, but I just wanted to get them excited about it and kind of thinking about digital etiquette and how to behave on the internet. So we'll move back to my wiki page, and this is something the students need to do. Here I linked a page for the terms, and this is where students would go in and embed their definition that they found. I also put in places that they could find more information. Often when students have to write in their definition, or we're working collaboratively, I have them put their names at the end so that I know who did it, and for my own assessment I can use this as well. So once they were done with that, they moved back into the wiki page, and I divided this up. We have a 50-minute class period, so I did take a few days to do this, and I actually did implement this with a 5th grade class. Once we were all done with our definitions, they either wrote them down on a piece of paper or they did it on a Word document. We went to Bubble Us, and Bubble Us is a concept map online program. At this point in the lesson, I would have students navigate back to the wiki page and click on the link that I had created for Bubble Us, and that would take them to the website. They're going to need their own username and password. It doesn't allow you to share that and work simultaneously, so that's something you're going to have to think about. So once they get there, I had given them a rubric and a storyboard, a list of things that they needed to put onto their concept map. So here is an example that I gave the students. It showed that the first bubble, the largest one, was going to be the term. Then you would go in and do the definition. That would be the next bubble. They would create these little siblings, and in them they would answer these questions. How do we use it in the classroom? Why is this term important? And which theme does it fall into? And this is the 9 themes of digital citizenship that I were going to be working out of. Back at my wiki page, you might have noticed that I had a movie here called The 9 Themes of Digital Citizenship. I had students watch that several times to get an idea of where their word worked. When they were ready, they exported it as a JPEG. It went great into their server space, their folders in school. We could come back to it later and embed it onto the page that I had created on the wiki page for concept maps. And if you'll notice, I had them divided up into those 9 themes so that when they put them in there, as they look at these, they can tell where they belong. And we can talk about whether they do or not. So this was a very good learning experience for them.